Okay, so today we're going to be using the Handbook of Livestock Management by Richard A. Battaglia. So we're using a book today because I don't want to use actual pictures of caponization. I personally don't find it humane. So we're just going to use this book so we can use the illustrations. So caponization is like neutering for a chicken. So caponization is like neutering for a chicken. It's actually going to be removing the testes. So part of chicken anatomy is that chicken testes are not actually on the outside of the body. They're internal. They're found in the back. If you've ever slaughtered a chicken and removed the testes, you'll know exactly where they are and what they look like. So in the case of caponization, it's going to require like opening up the animal. So it's not going to be like goats where you can just put a band on and it'd be like that. You're going to have to actually open the chicken up. Again, I'm not saying this because I think we should be doing it. I'm just trying to explain what caponization is because I've had some questions, people asking what exactly is a capon, and wanting to talk about the procedure. So obviously the chicken's gonna have to be held down. This is typically not done with anesthesia. Should it be? Probably, but it's usually not. Usually they're gonna keep food and water away from the animal until it's time for caponization. Now here's gonna be a picture of opening up the chicken. So they're going to pluck the feathers over the skin of the 6th and 7th ribs. Going to clean it with alcohol to sterilize the area. They're going to locate the last rib, making sure that the thigh muscle is not covering it. Usually you can find the last rib because it's not quite as springy as the rest. And then they're going to hold the scalpel. Going to cut about an inch-long incision between the last 2 ribs, cutting through the skin, muscle, and any other tissue, the fascia that's there. The cut is going to start slightly below the upper limit of the abdominal cavity, and it's going to have to be deep enough to expose the thin membranes and air sacs of those covering the intestines, that fascia. And then forceps are going to be used to pull apart that cavity and hold it open, as we can see in these illustrations here. And then there's no pictures here. I'm sorry, I'm not going to put the pictures. But then you're going to locate the testicles. You can kind of see them in this little picture here. They're like little small round egg-shaped organs. They're going to be located in the back against the back wall near the spine. And then those are just going to be removed with forceps. So they're kind of honestly going to be like twist pulled out. It's not a pretty procedure. All of the testicles are going to need to make sure that it's removed. And then, to be honest with you, they don't usually close this with stitches. It's just left to heal. Somewhat of a small incision, so it doesn't usually need to be closed with stitches. They remove the rib spreader, and the skin will usually come back on its own. Sometimes hydrogen peroxide is poured on top. I don't know if this is standard or not. But anyways, I personally don't think it's a humane method, but because people have asked, here it is. So after the testes are removed from that rooster, it's going to be considered a capon and no longer going to be considered a rooster.